So either this is going to work or it's going to be really, really, really fail. So let's see what happens. Um, well, wow. Okay. Well, first and foremost, okay. Yeah. Excellent connection. Awesome. That's good. Um, green screen's working. Don't see any kind of craziness in the back. Awesome. Not getting any audio or sound though. Oh, I'm getting sound. There it goes. And so let's test. Settings, audio, music. It's pretty bad sound though. Huh. Well, interesting. Wow, it's got some lag between if I go out of the game and then go back into the game. Odd. Alright, so back to characters. How's the picture looking? Pretty good. So this loads. Hey, Unshield fans, it is a very super weird impromptu test stream. I know we have very, very, very low viewership on this channel because this is not the family friendly channel, and it also doesn't directly broadcast to our Discord. At least I don't think it does. It's been a long time since we've done anything on Unshelled. But since I am messing with settings and configurations, and there's a chance that I'll say shit or something like that while I'm messing with all this stuff, I would much rather it be on here. Because, yeah, this stuff can be frustrating sometimes. And we're testing on a graphically more intensive program than Arc, which is kind of weird to say, but this game is older than Arc and is still going to require a lot more oomph for what it does. It's also one that I rather enjoy. I have two accounts on it, actually, which is kind of crazy to think about. But it's Elder Scrolls Online. Mute button's working, awesome. I'm just happy the green screen's actually working pretty good. It is washing my hair out a little bit, but I know that's mostly due to the light, because the lighting in here is less than adequate. But we might be able to fix some of that. Alexa, of course it isn't going to respond to us. Oh, that washes everything out even worse. That's looking a little better. It's looking a little better. Not much better. Still washes out the face cam. We'll have to mess with the lighting a little bit more. I have some of the stage lights. I just was trying to avoid them because this room is still ridiculously hot on most days. But you know, not too bad. Let's see. All right, So we're going to see how well it tracks graphics and settings and see if there's any artificing. And actually, you know what we want to do kind of is mess with the appearance on this. So, actually not that. U for collections. Hairstyles. So one of the things that's super awesome about this game is the customization levels of what you can do with your character. And unfortunately, I don't have any facial hair unlocked in this game. Otherwise, I would so be changing the COVID beard that this character was rocking at one point to a non-COVID beard. So, lots of cool hats and stuff too on the other account. This one right here, though, let's see here. So take the hat off. Hairstyles. Long and combed back. Nah. Management material. Nah, we're good with that. Short back pulled ponytail. That's not quite what we got going on right now. I guess I gotta pull it over here though. But, because it's definitely long, even though I just got it cut not too long ago. With as hot as it's been, seriously, this would be maybe a style to go with in real life. And these are non-human. That's the other cool part about this game, is all the races that you can be. So ponytail with braid locks, that just sounds weird. Pony pigtails, probably not a look that I'll be going for. Nah, pony mullet. Oh, Digret would kill me for this probably. You know, that's actually not that horrible of a haircut considered. The one that winds up happening to me the most part, though, is by kind it's humid. And so the computer's definitely putting forth what it needs to put. That's good. Because these do take a little bit to load, but it's not a huge delay. Costume should be pretty instantaneous. That's actually kind of a funny one. Chef Mag Synchro will just go run around and just, yeah. Take the baker off and see how it does in combat. FPS is pretty good. Not getting any huge frame drops. Go and kill this troll because they're usually a lot longer living. Hey, Shadow, how's it going, man? Just running some tests of the face cam, seeing how everything works. If we were going to be streaming this game long term, we definitely wouldn't want that there. We probably would want the face cam over here. But then the FPS meter would be a little glitched. Maybe we shrink it down a little. So it's definitely hitting the FPS we need it to hit. I'm not seeing any huge problems with the face cam. Oh, that looks pretty good. I don't know why I went to go take those. I am a far piece away from the main city. Let's go back. It's so strange, Shadow, seeing you on this account. I'm just used to you popping in with either the mod or the badge, you know? Need to fix that. Let's fix that. At the very least, get your blue name back. So, carry capacity, because this is an alt account. Now it's looking better. Now it's looking better. That's the Shadow 132 I know. Definitely getting some lag and slowdown now. It's not too bad, and it's not FPS based. It's CPU based. Ah. Everything else is looking fine there, though. Alright, so all that looks fine. What kind of character are you? Oh, on this account, that's a warden? Specifically a Red Guard warden. I made the character to kind of look like me back when I had the fuller beard and had my hair not quite long enough to braid or put back in a ponytail. Turned out pretty good, actually. The character creation in this game is insane. Like, what you can do with the face is just... It's just boggling. I mean, I understand this is, you know, like Skyrim, right? And the Skyrim character creator is rather robust. But this is built on Hero Engine, and I wasn't expecting a whole lot out of it. I mean, I've done dev work for Hero Engine in the past, but like when you look at this, and you compare the two, I mean it's pretty close. It's rather impressive in my opinion at how detailed you can get with curating characters here. That's the secondary account that I've got, though. Primary account I've got is, well, of course we're gonna have to do that. It's good. Yeah, I thought it looked really good. Well, it's been a while since I've actually used this computer to log into this account, since I've got the really handy portable laptop now. But let's briefly. Interesting. I forgot that the testing didn't have the actual mic. Now I can at least talk while waiting for this test email to come in. I know one thing about these code systems, and that's basically when the code systems are there, you absolutely don't want to show what the code is because it can be reverse engineered. There we go. So this is the main account I've got, and you can tell I've been playing for a while on it. This is my main Magician Synchronous Mac Synchro with its full entirety. Warden, Frost Mage, tanks and DPSs. Another Warden that's a healer and a ranged DPS. Caster. I mean, the character creation system, like I said, it is insane how very, very intricate and detailed and styled you can get with all this stuff here. That's my werewolf orc PvP and DPS character. You can't tell he's an orc because of all the samurai armor stuff he's got going on. Vampire, Nightblade, Dark Elf, which is a lot of stuff. Vampire, Nightblade, Khajiit. He's also he's PvP tank. I like the armor looks. Yeah, the armor is just crazy. Like, oh, this guy I'm working on to make him look like Ryuk. Yeah, Vampire Robin Hood. He's fun, Shadow. I think if you were playing this particular game, something like this would potentially appeal to you just for the walls. Because the way he's built is he's got a PvP build that I've been working on, and it's okay. It's not too horrible or anything. But what he does do really, really well is in non-PvP, he's really good at being stealthy and getting away from things. And so he's basically a glorified thief, murderer, for the most part. The way this game builds out its housing too is just crazy. I did a lot of World of Warcraft. I did a lot of EverQuest. I did some Black Desert Online, some Final Fantasy. I did EverQuest 2 for a while. I did Skyforge. I loved Skyforge until they ruined it with a couple of patches they did where they gutted the Atlas and then microtransactioned it to death. That was actually the first MMO I played when I moved to Georgia with Skyforge. The creator of Couchbot, Matt the Dev, Dogath, as he's known, he says, "Hey Mag, you should try this." And I was like, "Oh, sure, why not?" I jumped into it, and it was amazing, and we played for like a month. And Strike McLean, who's one of the channel friends who also streams occasionally for all your Pokemon kind of needs, and Average Mike, another streamer that I hang out with over here in the Atlanta area. We all played for a little bit. It was cool. And then they moved on to other games. Digrat loves this game. It is one of her favorite MMOs of all time that we played, and she sunk a ton of hours. I mean, a ton of hours into WoW when we played WoW originally. But this game, it's very casual friendly. It is built to where the whole story can be experienced single player. You don't have to go into any dungeons. You don't have to go into any anything really. So he's a vampire, and you can tell he's already walking pretty fast. Generally, when you go to stealth, you would have to slow down. But he is able to stealth not just at full speed, but he actually moves faster in stealth than he does otherwise. And if he pulls out a weapon, he runs considerably fast as well. And he's got armor and gear on that actually replenishes his stamina. You can see his stamina drop. I've actually outran the graphics processing on this computer at the moment. Wow, that's unfortunate. Okay. So we should still be able to handle Arc. But there's definitely some problems here. Ah, we sold a piece of gear to you. So the really cool thing about this game lately is because it is being built a lot for casual players, and the hardcore players have a place, and the group people have a place, and they are being catered to as well. But they realize that the bulk of their player base is casual, and so I have a. It's funny because I'm the vampire, evil, murderer guy. This right here is a very good paladin-esque kind of person. You can see and you're able to set their skills, their companions. Actually, I don't have a wait, what? Why is yours... What, Bastion, why are you missing a skill? Why is there no skill in the middle? What equipment are you wielding? Because that's also important. Yeah, you still got most of your stuff on. Quickened, yeah. Vigorous, yeah. He's built like a tank. I don't know why I got rid of Assault Barrier, but we'll get it back. Alright. So he's actually built to be a tank, and we're going to send him out here after this guy. 60,000 hit points, not too much. I mean, if you'll notice, I can shoot and hit for like 30 or for 3,000. But this guy is going to go, and he's going to taunt this enemy and basically keep him off me. And do really well. I mean, you can see his hit points hardly even drop. And he does decent damage. So for like out and about casual kind of stuff, these companions are really well suited for that. For just casual play. And like I said, this build that I'm running, when it stealths, it doesn't miss a beat. This is me in stealth. This is me actually sprinting. Stealth. And you can see there's very little difference in the speeds. Except that I just keep getting my resources back. That green bar there is my stamina. And so it's really, really built for like being able to go just gather things and just keep running. And if I get into combat, it's built for me to super escape. I just find it hilarious that that's possible in this game. Other possibilities in this game are quite equally insane. I mean, you can really play however you want. The one thing though that made this game open up for me in Digret, though, as we've discussed on the channels, I guess, many times, Digret's introverted. I am not. I'm very extroverted, and so we tend to like to play with just us and people we know, and largely that's when you don't know anybody in an MMO like this, it's kind of hard to play with people you know when you don't know anyone. I mean, it's just the way English works, right? It's the way grammar works. Is if you don't know anybody, then you don't know anybody. And so with how that kind of worked out for us for a while is at first we would just go in, the two of us, and do dungeons and run those together, and they weren't too bad. Hey, I've actually never killed this guy. On the map, there's a lot of mini icons, add-ons, and that kind of thing. But you can tell the guy with the crossed swords in his head, he's basically not to be trifled with if he's here. And it looks like someone already got to the Kagudi. That's fine. There's other ones on this map that I can get to that I'm aware of. Oh, the horses and stuff too. I mean, it's all customizable, all collectible. This guy is a vampire Robin Hood, as we kind of mentioned, undead. His horse that he's got is surrounded with undead flies. He's got mold and corruption growing out of the horse. He has a slime that follows him around. I mean, he's basically, you know, there's a whole lot of style that can go into it, which is one thing that I've really, really enjoyed with this game, is that all the characters, they're built to be more personal characters. And let's see if the Abomination's around. One of the other cool things, for some people in my opinion, and I kind of include myself with that, there's a card game that's a collectible card game kind of thing. It's not exactly like Pokemon or Magic, it's more like Ascension. It's a deck building game, so it's not a traditional game for some people. But it's actually rather fun, and it's its whole other subset in this game. Alright, is the Abomination here? Someone is going around and killing all of the bosses at the moment, which is fine most days, but we kind of want to go and kill one too. Something a little harder than this. Alright, so I guess what we'll have to do... Yep, there's my 9 o'clock alarm, so I gotta finish this up pretty quick. So, two things I want to show while we're still testing things, and it's a good, valid test in my opinion as well. That's the Cauldron. No to the Cauldron. Darkshade Caverns 1. There we go. We can do that. Fast traveling, really awesome. You can fast travel anywhere. It does cost a little bit of gold. If you travel to a house that you own, though, there's no gold cost, which is, in my opinion, really nice. You pay for the house up front with either gold or alternate currency. At present, played this for over a year. 0 alternate currency spent on houses. I've spent some on some niceties. We're not going to pick up this quest because we're just here to kill a few things. So this is a private dungeon. It's meant to be taken on with more than one player. The character that I'm playing is meant to largely get himself into trouble and get out by being able to just stealth. And then after stealthing, move on. And then if he has to, he can brawl. But as you can tell here, like the tank guy is for the most part doing a pretty good job of keeping the guys on him. And he's an AI tank. I mean, I don't know of any other MMOs that the AI is not, you know, questionable. Here is one of the ultimate attacks that you get as a vampire. You can see all the red. It's because I have turned into a vampire. And it's just huge and evil looking. That was his ultimate attack he just used. Even NPCs get ultimate attacks, which is kind of cool. And where is the boss here? I know there's a boss around here somewhere. Maybe I can stealth kill one of these guys. Maybe I can use stealth right through him. Yep, stealth right through him. That'll work too. that's kind of fun that I can stealth through them, even though it's in a dungeon of sorts. And the NPCs, you know, they are, you know, AI, so you got to be careful about some stuff. But yeah, even though don't think there's a real boss. All right. I'm trying, Bastion. As long as you keep most of them off me, I should be fine. But yeah, I mean, even here, I mean, I am by myself. I am fairly well geared, but the gearing system on this is not a what you'd call a vertical gearing system. The level I am is currently champion, 112 or 1244 or 1244. And basically, once you hit your cap for your character, you start getting alternate advancement levels, and those points are shared amongst all characters. The gear actually stops at champion point level 160, so it's not like you can get overpowered for some of this content um, to a point. All right, and Bastion attack the boss. Look at him all pre-buffing, and then it all hell's gonna break loose. And basically, I mean, this is a boss. I mean, this is anytime you see the big giant bar like that, that's a boss of a dungeon. And here we are. I'm being competent. The NPC is taking damage. It's going to stand in the fire for a little bit and then try to advance out of it. Occasionally is going through and taunting. I mean, if I were to basically just sit here and watch this fight happen, it would take forever because the poor guy's a tank. But he would eventually kill this boss on his own. But I unfortunately have to go to bed, and we just want to be through this a little faster. You can tell when a DPS character and a non-tank character get involved in a fight. They do so much more damage. Tank's job is to stay alive and make sure the things that are around you don't kill you. But yeah, so what's cool about the dungeons also is if you're in a dungeon, you can just say leave. I mean, so many MMOs don't do that. So many. Yeah, two other things I want to show off really cool about this character. Well, I've already shown off actually the big, huge metamorphoses. I've already shown off the fact that they can run really fast. And this isn't even my main character. This is just the one that has some of the most neat stuff that happens. Is this character has 2 cinematic auto kills. So for those, we have to find humans. They only work on humans. They don't work on beasts. They don't work on bosses. So there is some balance to it. They do work on things like this protector. So if you've ever played an Elder Scroll game, you know what the Blade of Woe is. It's this really unfortunate weapon that sounds a lot cooler than it should be. Because it's got a chance to occasionally kill somebody. And Bastion hates... I mean, he's a paladin. He hates murder. It's a Blade of Woe. ultimate one-shot kill. If you come up to a non-epic NPC, non-high level as far as the tiering of the character goes NPC, you can one-shot kill them. Over here is the abomination that we're looking to kill. And, oh, that's not good. Then you get all the way back from here. Okay. So, like, here we can see the epic NPC related will kill 2. We should be able to. Oh, that's a skeleton, so it's already dead. Skeleton, alright. Here we go. Here's some things we can kill. So here's the vampire auto kill. Just drain the blood right out of it. No combat necessary. And if you can get to the right ones, I mean, you can basically go through a whole entire camp and never once have to actually do combat with anybody. Just like super stealth through the whole thing. But if you try to get too cheeky with it, they'll see you, of course, right? I mean, there's no way to not see that. There's a nice crit, 15k. But yeah, so Blade of Woe kills, Vampire kills, and they're always cinematic. And they're always pretty stylish. I will say that. They're definitely worth doing the Vampire quest and the Dark Brotherhood quest to get a hold of both. And it's stuff like this is the reason why we will never be able to stream this on the live family-friendly channel. Because, yeah. I could play a good guy character and it still wouldn't be any better. Oh, yeah. Overall, especially for a game that's like from early, like, 2012, I mean, it's aged really well. And it's got, and the really crazy part about it is, even today, there's new content being pushed out for it every 3 months. Alright, here we go. Here's Bastion. This is the last thing that we want to show off here. This is a world boss. This has got 1.8 million hit points. So Bastion's really going to have to keep this thing. If he doesn't keep it distracted, it will turn around and basically kill me. And now I can go all Vampire Dreadlord with him. And I love the fact that you get visual cues telling you get out of the way or you're not going to be very good about this. And this character, they're meant for the stealth hits, they're meant for the sneaky attacks. They're not really made for being top tier DPS. They're just when I want to kind of go out and play by myself and do some stuff. Now, for most standard kind of dungeons, the DPS threshold's not all that high. It's only like 10k. If you can pull out 10k, then you're doing enough for your standard content. We can see we're not really hitting that entirely. But, you know. Oh, he got untaunted for a second. He must have stunned Bastion. The stuns will do that. But yeah, it's in the reward system for daily logins and all that. You know, it's a freemium game, and it's got some stuff that's. Oh, Bastion, I need you to taunt him. Okay, there we go. But yeah, it looks like face cam's holding up really good. So this secondary face cam's working good. We got the full green screen up now too, so that's awesome. I like that. So yeah, yeah, good test overall. I go to the fast travel icon here. The And what's kind of funny is you never see these in the actual Elder Scrolls games outside of this game because fast travel was done in many different ways, right? But if you explore certain like locations, you can fast travel and go back to like a home hub. Speaking of homes, last thing I was wanting to show is the housing and how it all pans out. So this is like what I call my main house. And what I mean by that is all the stuff that I've kind of put together, collected a little bit, sort of goes here for ease of use, for simplistic sake. There is additional storage you can get that you can use in the houses. I've got my storage there. When you complete a dungeon on normal difficulty and on heroic difficulty, which is, or veteran difficulty, depending upon what terminology you want to use. Basically, the harder difficulty, you get a trophy, a reward for it, so you can store those in houses and show those off. But this is an actual purchasable inside the game house. Target dummy for testing DPS. Set collectibles out. But here's the thing, Shadow, that makes all this cool stuff look and just be the way it is there's a thing called an outfit station. And you can actually... This is actually what my character's wearing. And this is what I've modified it to look like. And this dye station here, I mean, you can actually color the armor whatever color you want it to, within color zones and stuff, and it's pretty cool. I mean, it's got transmogs to where you can transmog your weapons and armor to look certain ways, and like you can randomize like all the colors, you know, stuff like that. And it's pretty yeah, except the discard changes. And it's pretty legitimate. I mean, with how you can do things. You can even the costumes, if you were actually wearing a costume, or it had a costumed hat, which is what I have here. The real fun thing though is you can do your companions, and yeah, oh my gosh, the amount of customization you can give. Like, this is something I was just messing with, and when you have this level of customization, you can do just so much with it. And it's just, yeah. And the thing is with these, like, so if I decide, let's go back to me, like, all right, so I want to change the hat. I have every character that you're on gets certain styles that they know to start with, and then you can actually pick up other styles as you go through the game. And those are sellable player to player. So like, you could even go for like the Big Trouble in Little China look that they had for the lightning thrower. Um, like the Loki antler kind of thing for the old school Loki. I mean, there's just so much great stuff. There's the samurai helmet that I found a while back. And what's really kind of cool is there's these signature parts. And these signature things you can get, which are for like certain special NPCs, you can get their stuff. Which is, yeah, discard this changes. And then on top of the outfit station, there's also appearances, which you can get different personalities that change the way your character behaves and how they stand. Even changing their actual emotes. So when you make a character, you basically can completely determine how what their character's like. I mean, and then the costumes. A lot of these costumes you can actually get just for doing things inside the game. Um, oh, and here's, I colored this on him once, and the color stays until you decide to rechange it. It's a golden tux. It comes out of the standard black and white tux though. But Digrat's got a character with a wedding dress. I've got a character with the full-on tux, and you can actually marry characters in this game for experience bonuses, providing you're playing with that character and you're both wearing a wedding band. And some of the outfits are fairly outrageous. And by fairly outrageous, this is right here. It's a bath towel strapped to you with twine. I mean, that's pretty crazy. Here's a traditional Red Guard merchant outfit. I mean, it's really just really well done with the customization they have here for it. And there's kind of a reason for it though, because the in-game store plays into that a lot. Oh, I have to tell Digrat about that because this is one that Digrat's been wanting for a while. I need to turn off the hat real quick. Go to hats. Take off the feathered hat. Go here because this one Digrat's been wanting. Because of the Plague Doctor hat. All the alchemy vials and stuff like that. Yeah, that's probably going to cost her some of her actual crowns that she gets. The one thing that is not as the fly in the ointment, I would have to say, is the inventory management system. This is a fairly clean inventory at the moment, other than the fact that I've got all these surveys, which are daily rewards from doing quests that give you access to more things that you can get more things with. Yeah. So 145 out of 180, and the maximum you can get on a character is 210. So I've still got some storage space I can get on this character. But there is a subscription service that you can subscribe to that gives you an infinite storage for crafting materials, because otherwise I'd have like no storage space for the crafting side of this game. Some people make do with making just alternate characters for that, but I like to play on alternate characters. But yeah, well, Shadow, thanks for hanging out, man. Really appreciate it. Good test, I think. Everything seems to be okay. So come Sunday for ARC, which is tomorrow morning, we should absolutely be able to get a face cam going. Like, yeah, we'll basically probably do the same setup with the face cam in the same corner, so that should work. But yeah, I got to get to bed, man. Unshelved fans, thank you for popping in. Really appreciate it. I'm going to have myself a good night. You all have a good one, and take care. Thanks for watching, guys.